Welcome to tonight's edition of Beer on a Budget, where it isn't so much about finding the world's greatest beer, but finding the best beer for your dollar. On tonight's edition, we will be discussing Alright, welcome to this week's edition of Beer on a Budget. And for this week, I have the most requested beer review for me. It's been requested on both the craft side of things and the budget side of things. Unfortunately, I don't think it fits into either one. It doesn't quite follow my rules for a budget beer. It's a little bit too expensive for that. But I don't think that this beer stands a chance in the world at being a craft brew either. But that being said, I have had so many people ask me to review this beer that I had to figure out a way to do it. So, some of my rules for budget beers are they have to cost under $1 a beer. Well, this one's a little bit over that. It ran me $7 for a 6-pack, and it is Bud Light Platinum. Now, I've never had it. This will be my first taste of this beer. I don't know if the people that want me to taste this are sick and twisted and I'm going to find it miserable, or if they actually do like this beer. Beer Advocate, they're not too into it. They give it a 55 score, and the bros have it scored a little bit higher at 60. It's 6% ABV, and Bud Light claims that it is triple filtered, incredibly smooth, and it has a top shelf taste. So, anyway, let's find out if it's decent or not. And to all of you that requested it, here you are. I will say this, one of the coolest colored bottles I've ever seen. It's just got a really kind of cool blue color to it. So the color of the bottle means it too. Unfortunately, it's a twist off, so you can't reuse it for home brewing. Get it right, Budweiser. Now, this beer pours to a very light straw color, poured to about a quarter of an inch of head that does seem to be lingering around a little bit, and it is fairly well carbonated. It is absolutely crystal clear. Not a bit of haze or anything in that beer. I thought it would be more silver colored with a name like Platinum, but that is not the case. Let's see. Let's give it a smell. Really doesn't smell any different than any other light beer. There's no added hops, no extra malt type aroma. Just has that light lager pilsner smell to it. There's not much else going on there. Let's see if it's getting good. You know what? Just buy Bud Light. Pay the extra. I can't see how it's worth it. It doesn't taste any different than any other light beer. I didn't find it to be incredibly smooth. It wasn't harsh either. But neither is any other light beer. They're not terribly smooth or terribly harsh. Though I will say this is a little higher alcohol content than a light beer. It is 6%, so maybe it's a little bit more popular for people that are looking for a little stronger beer than your typical light beer. Maybe they can go with one or two less a night. But really, for the extra cost, I mean, you can get a 6-pack of Bud Light for hair over $4, $5, something like that. This is $7. I mean, I'd have to do the math to find out, but I think you're probably cheaper buying a couple extra Bud Lights. There's an odd tingly sensation on your tongue. I don't know if it's from the carbonation or the little higher alcohol or whatever, but this beer is a little on the sweet side. It's not balanced with a whole lot of hops. There's really no bittering to this beer. It finishes sweet. Yeah, I'm going to say I can't see why it's worth the added expense. And considering this is budget beer reviews, it really doesn't fit our budget, and I can't see that it's worth going over your budget for this beer. It's certainly not a craft brew, though I was right in that fact. But hey, this is budget beers, so maybe this beer's awesomeness that so many people requested that I reviewed this lies in its chuggability. Let's top off here and find out maybe it's supremely chuggable. From that tingly thing that was kind of weird, I don't even know that I'll be able to finish this, but bottoms up, here we go. It's not chuggable. It started burning the back of my tongue, the front of my tongue, a little bit on my lips. I don't know what they put in here. At 6%, it shouldn't be an alcohol burn. There is something wrong with this beer, and you're all evil for asking me to review it. Have a good night.